Hi, my name's Laura Reynolds. I look after PSHE and RSE at Crossflats Primary School. And I would just like to talk you through some changes to our curriculum this year. There was a video previously, but this will illustrate some of the changes we've made to our curriculum for the academic year 23 to 24. You will be aware that PSHE and RSE are parts of our character and culture compass. There are 8 directions on the compass, and we focus on those to develop the whole child. Focuses on character, development and teaching our children about their place in the world and how to be good citizens, self-regulation, all of those kinds of things. So I'll just show you in a little bit more detail, just in case. The children follow this really bespoke, clear pathway during their time at our school, right from nursery up to when they leave us in year 6. The 8 points of the compass are our core values, social and emotional learning, our British values, PSHE, RSE, RE, above and beyond, and RSE. So today we'll look at PSHE and RSE and the elements of those. On the website, the school website, you'll be able to see a little bit more about our character and culture compass if you would like to have a look. So our PSHE curriculum. PSHE stands for Personal, Social, Health and Economic Education. It intends to encourage all of our children to have excitement for life and confidence and belief in themselves. We want them to have certainty that they can not only achieve the goals that they set for themselves, but also have the resilience to face the challenges that might come along the way and take risks in the complex world that we live in. Our children are encouraged to investigate who they are, who they want to be. We celebrate diversity and we learn from others. The children follow a robust PSHE curriculum. This teaches them to stay safe, be kind, look after themselves and others, and develop their perception of their own strengths, characteristics, and that which defines them. It's quite a big piece of work, really, to get children to have all of those characteristics and have that knowledge about themselves. So the work really does begin when they first start with us in nursery, and it isn't just part of our curriculum, it's woven into their everyday occurrences in our school, in our ethos, adults modelling, the things that we do to help our children become who they are. RSE stands for Relationships and Sex Education. So our relationships and sex education is lifelong learning about relationships, emotions, looking after ourselves, different families, sexuality and sexual health. There is more information about this in our relationships and sex education consultation video, which is also available on the website, and I will show you where to find that in a little while. The children in our school are, they acquire appropriate knowledge, develop skills and form positive beliefs, values and attitudes. RSE has a key part to play in the personal, social, moral and spiritual development of our young people. It is a really important part of our curriculum and it is statutory. So children absolutely have to have RSE education in our school. It's taught as explicit lessons through the PSHE and science curriculums, but it is, again, it's embedded in other areas of the curriculum and our day-to-day life at Crossflats. If we are talking about the relationships element, well, we are building relationships all the time. We are always modeling what good relationships look like, and what we should and shouldn't tolerate, how to be a good friend, how we respond to people in relationships, how we define what we expect out of friendships, relationships within families, and wider relationships. So that's the kind of thing that we look at, not just explicitly, but as part of our sort of holistic approach to school life. So this is the whole school annual overview. So the big change for us at Crossflats is that we have moved over to being quite heavily supported in terms of the overview of the year by CAPOW. CAPOW is a really good scheme with lots of good resources. It is curriculum wide, so quite a lot of bits of our curriculum might be taken out of there or supported by that, and PSHE and RSE are no different. And what's really good about it is that every single year group, with the exception of foundation stage, every year group covers the same core topics at the same time, but at the age and stage of development appropriate level for those children at that time. So you can see here that if you are in year 2, in autumn 2, you'll be looking at health and well-being, and so will year 5. They will also be looking at health and well-being, but in an appropriate way. So right through school, we are always looking at the same key areas. So we've got family and relationships, health and well-being, economic well-being, safety in the changing body, citizenship, and then we have transition lessons and recap. Okay, the only slight difference there is when you're in year 6. In summer 2, you look at transition lessons and identity, and that is just a little bit about your own self as you get ready to move on and take your next steps in your education. If you look at foundation stage, you'll see that although the titles are different, a huge focus there is around self. It's about self-regulation, how I feel, building relationships, managing myself, looking after myself, and really just developing that sense of self and who I am when we're in foundation stage before you move into year 1, and you sort of develop those further in the topics outlined there. So I'm just going to show you what one particular year might look like in a little bit more detail. So this is the year 2 PSHE and RSE medium term plan. So it shows you the exact same topics in the right order, but then it just explains a little bit more what our children will learn about. So for example, in spring 1, this ties in really well with our money week, which tends to happen in January. So in spring 1, for economic well-being, children in year 2 will be learning about money, where it comes from, needs and wants, looking after our money, career and aspirations, and jobs. If we look at citizenship in summer 1, they'll learn about responsibility, rules beyond school, our school environment, our local environment, community, job roles in our local community, similar yet different, so things that are the same about people within our community and things that might be different, democracy, which also ties in with our British values, school council or pupil parliament, as we would call it, and giving my opinion. So the same topics then will occur in year 6, but with different foci in what the children will learn about. So if we look at economic well-being, they'll look at money, attitudes towards money, how to keep money safe, gambling, career routes, career and aspirations, what jobs are available to us. And then in citizenship in summer 1, just to compare that to the year 2 curriculum, they'll look at responsibility, human rights, food choices and the environment, caring for other people, community, prejudice and discrimination, valuing diversity, democracy, which again is a British value, and national democracy. And what this does, it means that if we, as we move through school, all of our children will focus on the same core topic, but they will gradually build on that, on the skills learned each year as they move through our school. So all of the information about this and all of our PSHE and RSE medium term plans are available on the system, and all of this is also outlined on the long-term plans, which you'll also find on our website. So RSE is just very slightly different. So RSE, relationships and sex education, as I've said already, that is woven into the PSHE curriculum, but there are some key things that the children will learn as they move through school, which are key kind of areas that are RSE based. So in year 2, for example, the children will learn to use the correct names for the main parts of their body, which will include external genitalia, and that parts of bodies covered with underwear are private. They'll also learn about the right to privacy and how to recognise when a confidence or secret should be kept, like a nice surprise or like a birthday that everyone will find out about or not agreed to. So if someone's upset or being hurt, the difference between secrets and surprises. And it goes on. So year 5, they'll look at different types of relationships that people will have in their lives. They'll learn about risk in relation to friendships and keeping safe. They will learn about content that is safe to share online. You will see that a lot of the PSHE and RSE curriculum ties up with other things that we do in our school. Obviously, I've talked about it being woven into the sort of fabric of how we live day to day within our school, but also it links really well with e-safety. And, you know, the economic element of this will link with money week and maths and things like that. So this is the RSE element. And as I have said, there is a video that goes through this in a lot more detail on the website. And I'm going to show you where that is now. RSE is non-statutory. Sorry, RSE is statutory, PSHE is non-statutory. We choose to teach PSHE, We believe it is really important. We know it's really important. The RSE element is statutory, which means that the children have to be part of these lessons. And we do have a legal obligation to teach all children this curriculum. So if you go to curriculum and learning on our school website, a non-core curriculum, there is a PSHE section. The very top thing in the PSHE section is an information update from the beginning of this academic year, 2023, just to teach you a little bit more about what we do and how we do this, and a little bit more about what RSE is. All of our resources related to PSHE and RSE are available to you. We're very transparent about what we're teaching and when, and the kind of materials that we are using. Everything that we do in terms of PSHE and RSE is age and stage of development appropriate, and we've made very deliberate decisions about where we've placed certain things in the curriculum. If you would like any further information about this, you can email me directly at laura.reynolds@crossflat.bradford.sch.uk. Thank you.